Hi everybody, this is Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut. Welcome back to Baseball Hut 2. Hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. Everybody's cheering for Shohei Ohtani. Got 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, went 6 for 6, had 10 RBIs, a game that's never been seen before. I am very concerned. And they say he might be pitching this year. My goodness. On the 150-year history of the major leagues, there's one guy who's been able to break through. Now, I have my doubts about this guy. And if you're watching this video and you're mad about it, oh well. I want integrity in baseball. And something don't smell right, in my view. And quite frankly, we're past the steroid era. And he's doing stuff that the steroid guys could only dream of doing. Just a few weeks ago, he was on a list of the 40-40 men, which included Ronald Acuna Jr., Alfonso Soriano, and 3 notorious steroid guys in Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, and Jose Canseco. And nobody mentioned it other than myself. As far as I know, I'm the only one who mentioned it. And, you know, and then in the 90s, I have to think about this. In the 90s, Major League Baseball, the media, ignored what was going on in the majors. They knew the players were doing all kinds of stuff. They knew that they were doing all kinds of stuff that they shouldn't have been doing. You know, people say, well, these things weren't banned in baseball. They were illegal in the United States. Taking those substances from, you know, the cream and the shots and the and whatever else, you know, that make their performances better. And the thing is not so much the numbers, in my view. To me, the biggest thing that I've noticed, and the question I have, and it's a very simple question: how is he able to maintain his endurance day to day to day? Because the one thing that the steroid users said after they all got caught, why they did it, is because they said they were able to recover so easily the next game. Jose Canseco said it. Mark McGwire said it. They all basically agreed. It wasn't so much they putting up the numbers every day. It was more their ability to bounce back the next day. How is this guy able to do this? Okay. Now, I saw an interview with manager Dave Roberts. And they asked him about his routine. He goes, well, we leave him alone. He knows what he's doing. He's got a very strict routine, and that's that. And I'm like, wouldn't you want to, know what he does every day so all of your players could be like that? I mean, you got a whole minor league system. You have a whole roster, you know, on your club, 28 guys on the roster right now. You don't want to know how he's able to bounce back every day? Because that takes a lot of work. I mean, you'll be able to steal 50 bases is a lot of work, you know. 50 home runs, and he was pitching last year, and he's able to, I saw before, video of him throwing 93 miles an hour in the bullpen. How's he able to do this? You know, and we know that what steroids can do. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, that transformed Sammy Sosa's career. I mean, let's be honest. If there was one guy that was completely on it, everybody knows. You saw him when he first came up in the majors. He was a skinny guy, and he bulked up. You know, we saw the numbers that Barry Bonds put up once it seemed like he was on it. His numbers exploded from a guy who was hitting 35 home runs to 70 home runs, 60 home runs, 50 home runs. So we've seen the result. Now, there's a lot of mystery surrounding this particular player. He doesn't talk to the press too much. He has a very weird kind of attitude about things. This whole thing with the investigation of the the interpreter, and they covered that up. I mean, that's pretty obvious to me that they covered it up with the interpreter, in my opinion. They didn't want him going and getting into trouble. They don't want the best player in baseball to be associated with one of the biggest gambling scandals in the history of baseball, because they would have had to suspend him. Because all this money is changing hands, and he's not aware of it. How does he not? The IRS doesn't come to him, to his lawyers, and tell him. So there's a lot of sort of like mysterious kind of aura about him. He doesn't really talk to the media. He's very strange. When he brought out his dog, they asked him, well, what was his name? He wouldn't tell anybody. Nobody knew that he'd gotten married. I mean, very strange behavior, even off the field. And he was not known as a great teammate and with the Angels. He was known as a me guy. Now the Dodgers won tonight. Okay, they clinched the playoff spot in the West. That has less to do with him than them, because they're the ones that have been winning and going to postseason 12 years in a row. I mean, they're doing a great job out there. I mean, they didn't really need to bring him in. They would have won the division no matter what. So, and we saw, he doesn't make your team better. I mean, look at all the years he was with the Angels. He never made his team better. He never made the Angels better. He was good when when he was on the field, he was pitching. When he was pitching, they were good. They'd win. But other than that, he didn't really make his team better. But to get back to what I was saying originally, how is he able to recover day to day and have the energy to produce these kinds of numbers? 40-40 is difficult. 30-30 is very difficult. It wasn't until the 80s that we saw 30-30 start to pop up. I mean, we saw a lot of 30-30 guys show up in the 80s. Howard Johnson, Darryl Strawberry, Jose Canseco. But like I said, Canseco was a 40-40 man. And he was a steroid guy. Barry Bonds, steroid guy. Alex Rodriguez, steroid guy. Now you got a guy that's going 50-50. How? How's he doing that? I'm very befuddled by it. And there were rumors in the 90s that the players were doing stuff. I remember a broadcast where the Mets were playing against the Cardinals, and Tim McCarver mentioned it in passing. That what the hell they call the powder, I forget what the powder in the can. I forget what they call it. But the media found steroids in his locker, and he got really upset. And then McCarver just dropped it after it. He didn't carry on the conversation. Nobody's even mentioning this situation. Nobody in the media. Nobody at WFAN. Nobody in the big media. They're all keeping their mouth shut, which I don't understand. You have to ask questions. How is he able to do this? Nobody asked that question. It's a very simple question. If you say, well, he's doing this, and it's all honest, fine, great. Greatest player ever. But again, he's not Babe Ruth, okay? And he's had injuries in his career where his arm's given out. But how is he able to maintain his stamina from game to game to where he was pitching and then hitting the next day and sitting and keeping his arm and resting his arm for 5 days or 6 days or whatever it is? And how's he throwing 93 miles an hour a year after getting surgery? I want to know. And when the media asked the Dodgers, well, what is he doing? They'd well, we don't know. How could you not know? I mean, how could you not know? It's almost like they don't even want to know. I think that's probably what it is. You let me know what you think about this video. I know if you're an Ohtani fan, I'm just asking a simple question. I don't care one way or the other. But I like to be very provocative when I talk about stuff. And this is very important to me. I love baseball. I want to see integrity in the baseball. I don't like this gambling stuff that surrounded him. And I want to know if he's doing this legit physically. And you should want to know if he's doing it legitimately too. Lance Armstrong was considered the greatest cyclist of all time. and then it was learned that he was doing steroids. It does happen. Don't be surprised. Now, if he's quiet, keeps himself very low, under the low side, you'll never hear anything. But we'll see. If he's doing it legit, great on him. Otherwise, I'm going to keep watching him like a hawk. Well, thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to Baseball Hut 2, and I'll see you later.